Hello and welcome to another Arkis video and to the new daily race A. We are at Goodwood. We haven't been here for quite a while and we are in the BMW M3, also a car we haven't driven since GT Sport in daily race A. So one of the fun cars and one of my favorite tracks for a nice road car race, so I had to find time to give this a try. This is very early, Tuesday morning. I did 3 races. I'm putting in the highlights of those 3 races in this video. It contains a bit of everything, so stay tuned and let's get straight to it. So this is my first race, 5 minutes of warm-up, and you can see this is really early. We don't have that many people on, but we've got Dad in the race, a driver I've raced a lot in race A. And I'm starting from the back. Let's see if I can figure out this car. It's a very tail-happy car, but also a fairly easy car to point where you want it. Let's just see if we can figure out this turn 1. I was a bit disappointed it was a rolling start, but let's see if we can catch up anyway. We've got some cars going into each other on the grass, and I find a small path. Yeah, he's coming over, and now I have to make a quick decision. Yeah, I managed to sneak through there, and we are already up into P7, and let's see if I can catch up to P6 in front of me. Here it's all about not coming in too hot into these corners, because you'll end up either going wide here or have to slow down very much and lose a lot of momentum. There's some white patch on the tarmac somewhere. Titzny has pointed it out several times. I cannot spot it at this moment, but we carry on. Let's get up the hill. We've got a long straight, and I am just trying to keep up with P6 the best I can. And we'll see if we can get through the chicane at the end of this lap. First, let's get these corners right. I'm using the tarmac strip on the left as a braking reference. Make sure I don't come in too narrow into the first part of this corner. Theoretically, you would like to hit the apex of the second part, and let's get through the chicane. It's all about exit speed. You can see I get a good run on P6 here. Luckily he saw me coming, and we are jumping ahead to the end of lap 2. And as we come through the long corner before the final chicane, we've got Spec Tuba. He is running wide, so he will have dirty tires through the chicane. And sure enough, it's hard for him to keep it on the track, so he will have even more dirty tires into turn 1. So I am just taking it easy behind him. I am gaining, but will not try anything stupid. And sure enough, you can see the car just understeers off, and once you start going wide on this corner, it's so hard to bring the car back. So I am ahead of him. The front runners are long gone, and we are jumping towards the end of this one. And as we come through the chicane for the final time, I've got a penalty up ahead, so that means I am going to get a P4 in this first race. So not a bad start, but let's get out of this lobby and set a qualifying time before the next race. This is my best lap so far. Coming into turn 1, braking early, make sure to get the car turned before getting on the power. There are some nasty bumps and undulations, and it's easy to run wide in turn 1, so make sure you're careful. We're coming down the straight. I am looking for the Marshall box on my left hand side. A small dab on the brakes. I think I was even a bit careful this time, but better a bit more careful than coming in too hot. Keeping the car to the right so I can swing back to the left. And now I am trying to spot that white patch on the tarmac. I cannot really find it, so I'm just trying to wing it. Once again, getting the car turned in. It's really nice with this car. Once you are rolling off the brake again, it's like the car wants to rotate by itself, so you just have to time the moment where you get off the brake, and the car will sort of work its way around the corner for you once you get that figured out. Keeping an eye on the tarmac strip once again, and let's see if we can get around the final corners. Can we find the... Yeah, we found the apex this time. And let's get through the chicane, getting close to the walls as much as possible. Don't run onto the grass. and let's get over the line. And this is a 128.5, and it was a decent lap. Maybe there's even more in it, so we keep going. We are definitely closer to the ghost this time. We might even have some more in this one, but no, never mind. Let's just get on to race number 2. But we are starting on pole position. We've got Daph behind us, and coming into turn 1, because of the rolling start, you are coming at a different speed than you are when you are coming on a flying lap. So I misjudged turn 1 completely, and I'm running wide, and the car is bogging down in 4th gear, and Daph gets a good run on me. So I already have to give up my pole position. So we are down in P2. So let's just keep up with Daph. I am also under pressure from Spec Tuber behind me, and I also mess up these corners. I'm running in too deep, and I almost run into the back of Daph, and I run on the grass, and Spec Tuber goes past me, and I'm down to P4. I'm almost down to P5, but we hang on to this one. Let's just get up the hill this time. I even think, no, he's not able to make a move on me, but we've got P5 right on our tail as well. Let's see if we can get through the chicane without making any more mess of this. A bit of a shaky start, but at least we get another race, having to try to get past some cars. We've got the British driver in front of me, he's running wide, and we've got both of them hitting the chicane wall, so we get a good run on Spec Tuber. And let's see what we can do with P2 here. As we come into turn 1, I sort of missed my braking point, so I got caught out a bit by surprise there and got all shaky. Sorry to the car behind me for me going really slow there, but yeah, I almost messed up that one basically. Let's just collect ourselves and try to catch up to P2 once again. Let's see if we can get these corners right. Keeping an eye out for the Marshall box. Let the car roll into the first part, keep the car to the right, and brake a little bit more, rolling into the second part. You can see I'm getting through these corners faster than P2 in front of me, and we are right back at his rear bumper now. Let's get up the hill and see if we can do something either into the final corners or maybe at the exit of the chicane. I think I'm even trying to have a little look on the inside. He's covering the inside, but then I'm able to just at least have a look, but I'm too far back. I cannot really do anything about this. However, I seem to have scared him just a little bit because he is running wide, and now I just go for it. I have the overspeed and I managed to sneak past. Luckily he saw me coming, but yeah, we got the move done, and now I just have to see if I can catch up to Daph. But I will not be able to catch up to Daph if I'm driving like this. So yeah, I'm afraid he is running away with this one, and we finish in P2. And I just had the time to do a final race before leaving for work. So this is my final shot. Now we've got a Belgian driver in between me and Daph, and this time I will try to not make a mess of turn 1, see if I can run away with this one. So making sure to lift a little bit, get the car turned in so it doesn't run wide. Just have to finish all the turning before you go over the first small crest in that corner, because if you try to turn after that, you are screwed, and you can't turn, you can't brake. You just have to do it before you come too far into that corner. Anyway, let's see if we can nail these two. A bit too much of the grass, but we are still here. I definitely like to go on the grass, it seems. Once again, looking for a brake marker. You can also use the crane on the right hand side, but it's not there in time trial. But in race you can. We're jumping ahead, and as I have a couple of bad corners here, you can see in my rear view mirror that they are catching up to me again, both Dav and the Belgian driver. So I have to concentrate now, and you can see now Dav is in P2, and in a way I was sort of hoping for Dav to catch up to me. He was already warmed up and had the practice, so we could have a proper battle for the win here. But unfortunately for Dav, as we come through the chicane, he hits the chicane wall and falls down through the grid. So very unfortunate for him. And as we jump to the end of this race and I work my way around the final corners, you can see I've managed to build a solid gap throughout this race. I know it's a very big mix of driver ratings in this one, but still, this is just one of my favorite combos. This is a fun race. I really think you should give it a go before the week is over. I'm certainly glad that I got to do it. That's all from me for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.